That noise got annoying. Okay, so this is gonna be another. Excuse me. This is gonna be another video watching the Nunu. This is another game that they played on their own. You're up against a Volibear, Talon, Samira, Lux. Oops. Meant to hit blue. Okay, so let's see. So Volibear is going to be stronger than you early game, so you want to avoid fights with him, especially if you're same HP, because he's going to out sustain you and out damage you in fights early, especially since he has press the attack. Now, Mordekaiser should have the push on the Singe unless the Mordekaiser plays really poorly and like loses control of the lane. So there's that, and then bot lane. Your bot lane should have push, and mid lane, Talon, I believe, should have push early, but then once Malzahar gets last chapter, then he will have push. So that's what will happen. Your bot lane will have a better push than your. It looks like your. This is fine. So we don't know where Volibear starts, but it's probably very likely that he's going to start bot side because that's usually what most strugglers do, especially in this low elo. Now, we can always just check and use our F keys, but we don't have F keys here to check. So we saw Samira here. You're still doing red. And Lux is low HP, so is the Samira, and they're missing mana. So I don't know exactly what happened here for them to take so much damage already. Your bot lane's already in a very high winning situation since they're already low in HP. This is really good. I mean, you lucked out on it, but it's whatever. Okay, so Talon does have the push, obviously, and it looks like the wave is just in mid. Mordekaiser should have push soon since he'll have access to his second ability. So yeah, so Talon has push. If Talon wants to do something crazy, he can look bot right now. Since they have, man, this sucks. Their enemy bot lane just took a bunch of damage, and they continue taking a bunch of free damage for like no reason, like actually no reason. Holy. All right, so it looks like you want to go and gank mid. All right, so this is not bad, but Volibear is probably doing a full clear at this point. Alright, you get his flash out. This is really nice. So, you either want to do a couple things. You either want to help the Malzahar push his wave, or you want to do your camps. You don't want to just idle here and waste, like, the 5-10 seconds that you did. And you also definitely don't want to mess up your snowball here. You have to do one or the other. I personally want to push in the wave so Bowser can get a recall in. Or at least he can be safe for a while, because he has no mana anymore. With Singe HP, Volibear could definitely dive top if he wants to, but it looks like the Singe is respecting that and recalling really far behind, so Volibear's not going to go for it. He just showed you where Volibear is at by hitting Scar's Bloom. You don't want to go for the Scuttle Crab, since you don't have Q up or Smite. You can't steal it from him, and he's going to look like just going to walk straight down to the second Scuttle, and so you're going to lose that. So you're going to want to do your blue and Gromp, or Gromp then blue. And or you want to do your blue first, whatever. So Volibear did his entire clear of camps. He did all the camps, bot side, top side, and the two Scuttle Crabs, and he can look to gank bot, but it looks like they're already backing off. Yeah. So you took a gank mid to get the flash out, which is fine. But then Volibear tries to gank bot, and looks like he just got healed. He just got the Jinx heal, which is fine. And it looks like Volibear used Flash too for that gank. So in all, everything's pretty even right now. Singe played really correctly against the Volibear. When he was low HP, he just decided to take a really safe recall far away from the turret, so there was no dive. Okay, so now you're going to move to bot side when Volibear already is also bot, and by the looks of it, he hasn't recalled. We don't know actually at this point whether or not he recalled or not. But bot lane looks really juicy to gank again because they're pushed up very far. Okay, so Scarlet Blooms was hit by the Volibear, so we know Volibear is still bot side. That means he's doing his Grumps and or Wolves, or both, And he's showing bot side again. He's got 34 CS. He had 36 from 32. That means he actually just did one camp, either the Wolves or Gromp. He's still showing mid side. You have Prio with your Malzahar. If you actually, instead of doing this camp, if you just moved into the jungle, you get a free kill on the Volibear because your teammates actually look like they want to just kill this guy. But I'm assuming that you're not actually paying attention to what's going on the map, and you're just like being on autopilot again. Okay, so Volibear did one camp bot side, and he still has one other camp top. Singe did a very good job by warding the top side, so you can see where Volibear is going to come from and what time. This is really brilliant. This is really good from Singe. Now, Volibear is either going to stay on the map and have a ton of gold, which is could be really bad, or he's going to continue on farming to get a really big item buy. Either by like finishing his Wolves and or Gromp and then moving into Raptors to Krugs and then maybe looking for a gank after that. Okay, so the ward spots Volibear. He has 41 CS. That means he only did one other camp and he's going to do another one. We know where he's at on the map. He's top side. Your top laner is pushed in. He is safe. But Volibear is going to get 6 very soon because he was able to soak up all the camps. Okay, so Malzahar goes mid for a gank to help out the bot lane, even though the bot lane's already hard winning because the enemy bot lane showed up to lane with 200 less HP than they should because they just tanked blue buff for volley. So you can actually do Drake right now. It's a perfect timing because we just saw Volibear top side. We know that he's top side, and enemy bot lane had to, they're in base. They had to die. Malzahar was there. It was really good. So now this Drake is free, but Volibear is topside, and he's taking top scuttle again. At this point, let's see how much gold you have. You don't have a lot of gold, so it looks like you probably want to stay on the map. You could always go into his jungle and check to see what camps are up. And if any of the camps are up right now, which his blue buff should be, you can go and take it. Or you can go help this Malzahar who has no mana again. You can't actually kill him here. He can actually kill you both. If he plays this well. But instead of going for the Malzahar with no mana, he goes on to you. So, okay, so you want to help Malzahar push his wave, but you can't because you are low HP and Talon will kill you. So, yeah, doing your camps here is fine because you need to heal up so you can help this Malzahar. He's no mana again, and he's within, kill range to the Talon if Talon lands one more rake on him. And especially since he doesn't have smoke shield no more. Okay, so yeah, Volibear is now showing bot because he was just topside, and let's see if he did recall. He came, but like the thing is, it's like we don't know whether or not he did camps bot side. We just know he did camps bot. So if we backspace here, and if we're, for example, if we're very diligent about moving around the map and looking at the states of the lane, we look at him and boom. We know for a fact he does not have blue buff. We know that his blue buff is up because our red is up. Because he showed topside at the very beginning of the game, when we were topside, that means he cleared bot to top to scuttle. And so that means his blue buff is up, and so is his Gromp, and his wolves are going to be up too because you basically have the same timings on camps. He just does his camps quite a bit more efficient than you do, hence why he has this CS number above you. Kind of weird though that these items are the same number regardless of him doing like 3 more camps than you at this point. Anyways, so he's gonna clear this ward, and he's either gonna abandon ship, go back and do his camps topside or bot side, and then move topside again, or he can dive mid if he wants. Very low HP, no mana, and Talon can easily destroy the shield. So you need to make a decision whether or not to help the mid lane Malzahar or help the bot lane right now, because the bot lane is a very volatile position right now. They are pushed up. Volibear's here. Volibear is 6, and it's a very scary situation. So you need to choose whether or not your mid lane is going to have a hard time or your bot lane is going to have a hard time. Personally, I would just help bot lane because you help 2 people compared to 1. So you want to finish this red as quickly as possible and sit in this bush and then move into this bush here whenever you got time and place your control ward down to find out whether or not he's still there. And if he is, you either move, because you have pushed in, you can move in here as 3 to get Volibear out of the way, or just sit here until you know for a fact Volibear is gone. And that means he can like sit here for like a minute. And that means you kind of have to sit here for a minute too. Your bot lane should not be pushing, and they should just be last hitting. They should not be even autoing the minions, so that way this wave can crash back into them, and they'll be in a safer position. But okay, so Volibear is still down here, and we have to be really careful about this. So like this is good. Your bot lane's positioning really good. They stand behind here. This is not good. Pushing right now is really terrible. Morgana should not be doing this. Alright, so we have there. You don't want to fight this. You don't want to fight the Volibear on your own. You want to fight it with your team, because your team is a bit stronger than the enemy. This is good. Morgana good. Alright, brilliant. I don't know why I went up there. Okay, cool. Everyone lands their spells and you counter gank, and the Volibear can't get nothing done. That's really good. That's really good. Okay, so now Volibear, we know Volibears, you want to recall. Stop. You can't be wasting time like this. You either recall now or you move on. Volibear's HP is really low, and you don't have to be here anymore, because Volibear is just not going to come gank bot no more. For now, at least. Clearing vision. Alright, so let's see how much gold you have. 900. It's not too mad. I don't know. Your next buy is boots and or chain vest. So yeah, so we know Volibear is clearing his bot side jungle to move towards his top side jungle now. You want to go top side to just meet him top side. He's way ahead in you in gold and like jungle clear and everything. So all we can do now is like be as efficient as possible and go top side and just try to counter gank whatever Volibear wants to do. For right now, you can look for ganks, because the Mordekaiser is actually in a position where you can gank, but he is level 8. That means he has his ulti, which he can isolate you or Singe to get the kill. He'll probably isolate you because you will be weaker. You are weaker than him, and he can get you a kill. It looks like Singe knocked him under tower, and yeah, this is a really good gank timing. So mid lane is fine. It's not like he can really gank mid lane right now. I'm not sure you actually beat him in his ultimate right now. Oh boy. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so just move down bot side and clear your bot lane camps. Or, because Volibear is topside, we know that he's topside, you have to cover for the Singe right now, because he can come and gank the Singe and kill him. Singe no longer has Ghost, nor does he have ulti, because he used it in that fight. And if Volibear, yes, Volibear is there, so you need to be there to help the Singe push that wave, or he dies here. Or what? Hello. Okay, so Volibear kind of trolling. He decided not to kill the Singe. He does have ultimate, which makes him unstoppable, and he could have just right out killed the Singe if he wanted to. I guess for some personal reason he didn't want to. That's very interesting. That's interesting. Whatever, I guess. Okay, so Volibear did all of his camps, bot side and top side, and he's got quite a bit of gold on him. And so he's probably going to look to a recall and then be bot side again. That means in about 15-20 seconds, he's going to be bot lane and ready to gank bot lane. Oh, he's still top side. That's interesting. That's very interesting. You can actually steal this with your Smite Q. Yeah, you can steal this with your Smite Q. You just have to wait until it's like low. But then you have to run away since Volibear is stronger. Yeah. Let's see. Your Malzahar is coming. This is actually really good. Very nice. So your Malzahar here is first. You have to be careful because Mordekaiser can rotate first. He's not rotating first though. Wow. Okay. The Mordekaiser could have been there a lot earlier, and he doesn't have ulti, so I guess none of you die. Okay, so now Volibear's looking for the recall. Unless he really wants to stay with like, no gold. Yeah, he's got 600 gold. And he still hasn't recalled. He could be so much stronger than he is right now. He could have had his mythic done. So your bot lane's not here. You don't want to fight for this, because essentially, your bot lane's not here. Talon is not here also, but the bot lane is. So Lux, you already know where Lux is at. You already know where Volibear is at, and you know where Samira, and you know basically where everyone's at, because Singe killed the Mordekaiser. Talon is showing mid. Lux showed herself. Samira showed herself, and Volibear showed herself. You know exactly where everyone's at. Excuse me. You know where exactly everyone's at, and so you don't want to engage this yet, because it's 4 versus 2 right now, and you're not winning that regardless of how weak bot lane is. The numbers, they have the numbers, and even though Volibear's down in items, they have Talon, who even has QSS. So I advise not to do this, because Talon can just rotate really quickly. And in fact, Talon and Samir should already be at Dragon taking it, but Samir's being a little bit greedy and trying to get some turret plates. And now Talon is still showing mid and not rotating towards Dragon, which makes it like, what? It's just going to be Volibear. Oh, wow, no one is there doing it. That sucks. Okay, so your bot lane is going to be here close. He's silenced. He didn't QSS that immediately. That's really troll, because he could have literally killed the Malzahar. Jinx says, yep. Yep. Man, you got really lucky there. Holy. So Talon didn't QSS the ultimate right away. He literally waited for a second. I don't know what he was thinking. So we got really lucky with this fight. So for some reason, he didn't want to go onto the Malzahar and kill him. You die, but everyone is so low for no reason that they just died to the Jinx Morgana. This is, I mean, like, it is lucky, but, like, it's good that it's happened, okay? Like, we'll take those, you know? We'll take those. But normally, against better players, their bot lane would have known that the enemy bot lane is recalled. They can move into the Dragon and do Dragon themselves, and then the mid lane would have moved over and did it, and then you would have lost Dragon. And then they didn't have to fight. They would just all recall and buy their items. But instead, none of them wanted to do anything, really. It looks, they were all disjointed. They all didn't want to fight and wanted to fight at the same time almost. It looked like a very... this team looks like they're just going to lose purely based on the fact that went horribly, horribly wrong. Like, the worst possible way that would have happened, it actually happened. Wow, Volibear is still bot side. So, like, you're not watching your map still? So, like, let's see if we can find information to whether or not Volibear would have done this or not. So, we know... Okay, so again, because you guys have been clearing the exact same sides as pretty often, that means, like, once your red buff is up, so is his blue buff. And, like, we can, like, just toggle the vision here. We can just toggle vision. Okay. For some reason, it's not showing me. That's kind of cringe. Is that... Okay, so it's good. Alright, so we're just going to show where they're at. Okay. I wanted to know if this was there. Okay, so, like... Okay, so you know that... Okay. Again. We know that your red buff up equals his blue buffs up, because you've been clearing those things basically at the same time. And brilliant. Now we know. Okay, so now we know. And the thing is, you need to keep watching the map. You like, I understand it's solo queue and you play selfishly, but you are also playing a tank jungler. So your job is really to keep your teammates alive as long as humanly possible so they can dish out damage. And right now, Jinx is fed, and they're going to carry you this game if you keep the enemies off of her. Now, with that being said, we know that Volibear's bot side. She's alone. Morgana's not there with her. No one's there with her. We see Lux, and Samira is obviously down here as well. And here we are. And you're going mid. You could have saved this Jinx. Now, here's the thing. Talon can just jump over this wall and it's over. This is a terrible, like quite literally a terrible gank because Talon's just going to jump over the wall and then that's it. That'll be the end of that. Okay, so okay, so Jinx dies when you could have been there to save her. Talon, is Talon not going to jump over any wall? I mean, I guess if you want to win games, this is how you do it. You just take the free L. You take the free W, I guess. Because he just could have just went over the walls. Whatever, I guess. Whatever. It hurts watching. It hurts watching. I'm sorry. Okay, so you should have been bot lane because we already... Okay, so we know that Volibear is bot side doing all the camps. So he's going to come from bot side. You don't want to leave your Malzahar alone because Volibear's there, but yeah. Yeah, he doesn't die. Oh, wow. He might die, actually. He did. Jeez. That Jinx ulti got the kill. Very nice. Yeah, so you're tank Nunu. If you went full AP Nunu, I would understand some of this selfish gameplay. But the fact that you're being very selfish as a tank, it doesn't make much sense to me. Also, okay, so let's go back to see if we can actually figure out whether or not this was a good play or not. Okay, so here's this. So we have we have Volibear dead. We see Talon and Lux mid. We see teleport being used topside by the Mordekaiser. All right. So we see Samira mid, Samira, Talon, and Lux mid. We see Mordekaiser topside. And you are alone. You are very alone. Because you last saw them here, and they're not showing here. And they're not showing here. You have no idea where the other 4 members can be at. So, yeah. And it looks like they have a ward here, too. So, yeah, you just have to realize where you're at and where the enemy can be at. Yeah, you got very lucky there. Thank goodness. And Malzahar, wow, this Malzahar wants to die so often. So, like, you saw Malzahar pushed up. Like, I know that you need to save your teammates sometimes, but, like, they do really dumb stuff. And probably you wouldn't want to, like, I don't know. Like, your teammates do a lot of dumb things, and sometimes you just have to cover for their dumb things. Like, Jinx and Morgana being pushed very far into enemy lines, but Volibear is going to be topside. He shouldn't be, because of how pushed in them where maybe they could have done something, but he's going to be topside since he knows that you didn't take any camps. See, this is exactly how the gank should have went. Where he just goes over the wall and then it's like, well, I can't do anything to the Talon. This is exactly how this gank should have went. Now, Mordekaiser and Talon are going to run away. Maybe you can kill this Mordekaiser because for some reason he's fighting the Singe after seeing Morgana and you here. You really need to work on those snowballs. You're missing out on a lot of crowd control and damage. So we just saw Volibear bot side. He's going to take Scuttle and do his bot side camps. There's not much Volibear can do. All his lanes are losing super hard. Yeah, all his lanes are just losing super hard. There's not much he can do. He's not playing with a lot. You got pretty lucky with getting all your lanes winning. 3 winning lanes, all of them, which is really nice. But you still need to shore up some of these mistakes, because if you're going to go up against people who just don't hard lose their lane and they go even, or like say, for example, if you're in this Volibear's position, you have to make things work. Also, you have to be faster at buying your items in this. You can't. You should already know what you're buying and buy it immediately. And it's just a small nitpick thing. Yeah, you're just going to win this game, obviously, because I already saw the VOD. The VOD saying victory. Yeah. So 3 winning lanes. There's not much you can learn from here besides, like, you're not watching the map. You saw Mazhar push really in, but you see everyone topside. You don't want Mazhar to be there too often. You either want to be there to help him, or like, because like you already know that your teammates are going to take this because they pushed everyone away. Volibear's not going to die for that, and it looks like Volibear's bot side. Now, you want to go and get this dragon. So you want to move into the enemy jungle with your teammates, but like your teammates are not going to be there, so you have to play with your teammates. So Malzar's dead. Jinx gets a kill on the Lux, but Volibear's still around. Starting this right now is actually a really terrible idea, because they know that the Morgana's top side, and Jinx is, yeah, now this dragon is no longer yours. So, like, you want to play, like, because, like, it's solo queue, you can't tell them, hey, don't go into enemy jungle by yourself as the Jinx. Please don't troll. You can't physically tell them. You can ping them all you want, but that doesn't mean that they're going to listen. Now, sometimes you have to play around your teammates, as in, like, what you all want to do is a hive mind, regardless of, like, whether or not you're all split up right now. Morgana went top, Cinch recalled, Malzahar is pushing bot on his own, while objective is up. While everyone could have just left, went to objective, and picked up the objective, and, you know, that would be the proper play, but, like, you can't control your teammates. So sometimes you have to bail your teammates out, like this Jinx dying into enemy jungle. You could have saved them, maybe, I don't know. We'll never know. You never tried. And it's against 3 people, and Mordekaiser has had ulti, and it looks like its ulti's on cooldown. So there was nothing you could have done there. Jinx dies, you just have to leave. You have to go clear jungle camps now, because, like, you have both Talon, Volibear, and Mordekaiser bot side, and Samira is probably going to come bot side as well. So you just don't want to be here anymore. There's no reason for you to fight this. Just give up the dragon. The dragon might be worth dying for. You don't have a shutdown, so it might be actually worth dying for it. Okay, so it looks like no one on the enemy wants to do the dragon again. Okay, Volibear's doing it, so he's doing it on his own. We see more cards for Samira, and we see Talon. Lux just got back up, and she's going to move down into the dragon pit. Samira looks like she's moving into the dragon pit now, and so is the Mordekaiser. So, yeah, for sure, 100% now, no longer yours. Don't even try. Yep. Don't. No. Okay. You are dead, Nunu. Okay, so, yeah, this is the actually correct play that they would do. So, the thing about, yeah, okay, so, you have Q and Smite up, which outsmites everyone, because your Q does true damage to monsters, yeah? Here's the thing, though. They have multiple people there, and they can burst you down quicker. The play here is if you show up, they're going to try to kill you. And you can't be there. You cannot take it from them unless they literally just, like, for some reason don't turn and kill you, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, because they've been playing pretty terribly right now because this is bronze, so. So, yeah, peel for your teammates. You want to look for Jinx. You want to look for this Jinx and make sure you save the Jinx. I don't think you would have been able to save her there, but you know what? You got your teammates rotated over. You got the kills at least. Now, The thing is, this wouldn't actually happen if the enemy was actually playing a little better, if they weren't bronze. But I guess it does work. But like, you don't want these things to become habits, because if you do, you won't be able to get into like, you won't be able to get better at the game, because your end goal is to be better at the game, and then you'll get the ranking you want. You don't want these to become bad habits of yours, of just going into the, because like, you should think like, okay, so like, if they're not there at all, then maybe you can sneak it. But if they are there, then there's no reason for you to be there. Yes, you can outsmite just about every champion in the game because you're Nunu. But there's a high chance of you dying and not getting anything, because if they play it correctly against better players, this will not work. You will not live there, you'll just die. And because they would have already finished the dragon by the time you get there, and you just die. Because they all actually rotated over, except for just 2 people for some reason. I don't know why. The game is still very winnable. All your teammates are fed. Yeah, Jinx gave over some kills that you could have made sure that she didn't. But your team wants to play around mid lane, so you should be mid lane with them. Sometimes you just have to stop farming, especially in these low elos. You can do a lot by just being there. Alright. No, kill the Lux. Kill the Lux. Alright, never mind. I mean, you missed it on Samira. You could have just killed the Lux, but it's fine, I guess. Looks like you get an inhib off of this. I mean, the game's pretty over. There's not much more to talk about, because a lot of these things you can change are just the early game. But like, your lanes won super hard. Bot lane shows up with like 200 HP each, less than they normally would. Like I almost want to swear they were trolling. I don't want to swear by that they're trolling. Alright, yeah, that's fine. So they know Morgana's here. Boy, that is unlucky. It's too late to recall now. Yeah. So Lux just has to take the L there. But like, how does Samira not have HP? That's my question. I hate that so much. Okay, so oh, Morgana's gonna come here and cue the... Yep. This Morgana literally just won the lane. Already. The lane is won by this Morgana. Look at their HP values. Full. What a terrible ward. Alright. So that's the end of this VOD review. I can't believe that happened. I was just too focused on the things that you need to be doing. But yeah, be more decisive of what decisions you want to make. Don't think which one's better. Just do one, and if it's a mistake, you'll learn from your mistakes. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can give you. Like, be more decisive. Because you got carried this game. All your lanes are winning. And you need to look for your carries and like peel for them, because if they want to go for something and they're the ones like with all the gold, you want to be there, even if they like come here and die. I mean, they would have died here regardless, but yeah, some decisions you'll make, like if you follow around the ADC into enemy jungle and die in Mordekaiser ult, there's nothing you can do there. And you probably die if you're with her too. But those are lessons that you can learn to make better decisions, you know? There are a couple times you could have saved both Malzahar and Jinx because you're just farming camps and not watching what's going on the map, they kind of just die. And like I said, against better teammates, against teams that aren't just losing lane level 1 before the game even starts, um, sometimes things will be harder and the games will be harder. So against better teammates, the way that you're playing is not going to be enough, but you can get there. So